What if I told you? The Caribbean island of Jamaica, once called the crown jewel of the British Empire, is now preparing to cut ties with London, forever. What if I told you that instead of looking to Britain, Jamaica is now turning to Africa, inspired by leaders like Ibrahim Traoré, the young revolutionary president of Burkina Faso? This is not just politics. This is history repeating itself, but this time in reverse. Welcome to a new chapter. Jamaica abandons Britain forever. 4.3 million join Ibrahim Traoré's Africa. For over 300 years, Jamaica was a British colony. Sugar, slaves, plantations. This island was one of the empire's most profitable possessions. But the price of that wealth? The blood, sweat, and tears of Africans brought across the Atlantic in chains. In 1962, Jamaica gained independence. But even after independence, Britain's shadow never left. The British monarch remained Jamaica's head of state. The Queen's face, then the King's, still appeared on currency. And London still dictated the rules of economy and trade. For decades, Jamaicans were told, "You are independent." But the truth, the chains were never fully broken. Fast forward to the 21st century. Across Africa, young leaders like Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso are standing up against neo-colonialism. They are saying no to French control, no to exploitation, and yes to sovereignty, dignity, and unity. Traoré's fiery speeches, his fearless defiance, and his dream of a united Africa have echoed far beyond the continent. And in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, people are watching, people are listening, and people are asking, if Africa can stand against Europe, why can't we? In recent years, Jamaica has grown restless. Scandals involving Britain's treatment of Caribbean migrants in the Windrush generation exposed the hypocrisy of London's so-called friendship. Many Jamaicans felt betrayed. In 2022, when Prince William and Kate visited Jamaica, they were met with protests. Crowds shouted, "We don't want the crown!" Activists demanded an apology for slavery. And the Jamaican Prime Minister himself, standing next to the royal couple, declared boldly, "Jamaica is moving on." That moment was the spark. But Jamaica isn't just moving away from Britain, it's moving towards Africa. Over 90% of Jamaicans are descendants of Africa. The drums, the language, the food, the music, it all carries Africa's heartbeat. For centuries, Jamaicans dreamed of reconnecting with the motherland. From Marcus Garvey, who preached Africa for Africans, to reggae legend Bob Marley, who sang about freedom and Africa's redemption. The dream never died, and now, under leaders like Ibrahim Traoré, that dream feels alive again. Traoré is only 36 years old, but in Africa he has become a symbol of resistance. He has kicked out French troops, rejected foreign interference, and called for African nations to unite, under one currency, one military, one destiny. For Jamaicans, his words cut deep. They see in him a leader who refuses to bow. They see in him the courage that their own ancestors carried on slave ships. And they ask, why should we bow to Britain when Africa rises? Jamaica has a population of 4.3 million people. That's 4.3 million descendants of Africa, ready to rejoin the global African family. Imagine this: Jamaica, not tied to Britain, but tied to Africa, not ruled by the King of England, but standing shoulder to shoulder with leaders like Ibrahim Traoré. This is not fantasy. It's already happening. Trade agreements are being explored between Caribbean and African nations. Air travel routes are being discussed, and leaders from both regions are calling for unity across the Atlantic. Britain is watching this unfold, and they are worried. Why? Because once Jamaica cuts ties, Other Caribbean nations may follow. Barbados has already ditched the monarchy. Trinidad and Tobago could be next. And if the Caribbean islands unite with Africa, the West loses control of an entire ocean. For centuries, Europe divided Africa and the Caribbean. Now, the children of that divide are coming back together, and that terrifies the old empires. Jamaica's decision is not just symbolic. It represents a shift in global power, a shift from west to south, from London to Kingston, from Paris to Ouagadougou. It means Jamaica can shape its own destiny without asking permission. It means a new trade network, Caribbean goods flowing into Africa, African resources flowing into the Caribbean. It means cultural reunification, African festivals in Jamaica, reggae concerts in Africa. It means the Atlantic is no longer a sea of separation, but a bridge of unity. So, where does this leave Britain? Alone. Once worshipped as the empire that ruled the waves, Britain now faces wave after wave of rejection. First Africa, now the Caribbean. The message is clear. The days of empire are over, and for Jamaica's 4.3 million people, the future is not in Buckingham Palace. It is in Africa, with Ibrahim Traoré, with unity, with freedom. This is not just Jamaica's story. It is the story of every African descendant across the world, the story of a people who were torn from their homeland, and are now, finally, finding their way back. The chains have been broken. The ties with Britain are ending, and a new bond with Africa is beginning. Jamaica chooses Africa, and the world will never be the same. History is being rewritten. Will you be part of it?